Welcome to Zephyr Yoga Inspiration. I offer these podcasts for free, and your support really does make a difference and is appreciated. To make a donation, please click the link in the episode description or visit zephyryoga.com. Welcome to this meditation practice. We're going to be working with Prana. We've gone through a journey of isolating the Prana Vayus over the past few sessions. Prana Vayus, Prana being your life force, your vital energy. Vayu is the direction of energy of that life force. So we worked with Prana Vayu, which is that inward action as we receive the breath. Apana Vayu is that downward, outward, eliminating action that we associate with the exhale of letting go. Vyana Vayu, that inhale, like a light bulb being switched on, circulating and distributing that light and force throughout the body. And then Samana Vayu is that gathering of energy towards the core as we digest and assimilate it, burning it brighter. Udana Vayu is that upward ascending energy from your heart and up through the crown of the head. So these 5 Vayus are always working within your experience all the time without you being aware of it. But we as yogis, we as ones who are seeking to understand these tools and techniques to dive us deeper into our self, really utilize these tools to become more powerful in our practice. Now, in the Granda Samhita, which is a tantric text that guides us in understanding this prana power, it states that there is 5 stages of working with prana. The first stage is to activate prana. So when we activate prana, like when we come and sit down, our prana is usually quite small. And we do certain practices to build this prana even bigger. The second stage is to churn it. And as we churn it, what we're trying to do is move it. And so these Vayus become essential in understanding how to move it and where it needs to move more and or less. Then the third stage is to actually consolidate it, to concentrate it, to feel that you have a body in which you're able to contain this prana and it's strong enough and it's not leaky where you can concentrate this prana. In this concentration, the fourth stage is then to ignite it. And just like a gas stove, when you ignite it, it burns bright and really, really hot. So as we ignite this prana, we have this big, pulsating presence of life force. What do we do now? Is the fifth stage is to direct it. Direct it inwards towards higher states of consciousness, or direct it outwards to effectively do our life well. So it kind of suggests that we do need to make an intention to practice. When we come and sit down, where do we direct the prana that we connect to in our practice? We need to make an intention. And this usually stems from actually reflecting inwards and touching our shadow side, touching an unmet need, touching a vulnerability. And in that, there is a way of using your practice to heal, to transform, and also to inspire us. So the Prana Vayus are platforms for our asana, our pranayama, our meditation, in which we can focus our attention and follow the prana and learn from it, as well as learn how to control it to enrich our lived experience and find deeper contentment in our embodiment, as well as free us from that which causes us, pain and suffering, that unmet need, that vulnerability, that held resentment, that stuckness. So Our asana in which we create improves our quality of breath. So making sure that we are sitting in such a way where we're able to breathe more fully, to receive more fully, and connect to these prana vayus in a way in which we can create more harmony. So as we shape our life force in practice, as we connect to this vital energy and direct it towards healing, transformation, and inspiration as we gain greater insights into ourselves. In the Granda Samhita, it states that there is a 7-stage process to this pot yoga, this vessel in which we are occupying. And the first stage is really of looking at how do we purify, how do we clean out, how do we wash and rinse where we get stuck, where we have holding patterns, where that shadow side is. So it's not that we're dirty, therefore we're unworthy or unholy or undivine. It's just that we're human and we get clogged up. And so we come on a daily basis, come to sit and practice cleaning out and polishing and dusting, and this purifying. And then within our practice, what we're doing is strengthening, not only strengthening our asana, but strengthening our energy that we connect to and our power in moving that, but also strengthening our character that we can bravely face sometimes some of the hardest things that we're going to have to deal with in life, whether it's just our thoughts, our emotions, whether it's life circumstances that we have to metabolize. So with strengthening, you'll notice that there is, the third stage is that we become more stable. Stable in our presence, that we have a right to be here, to take up space. We are weighted. We are kind of grounded in this way, and we have this integrity, but stable in our energy, that it's just not like crazy, like a wildfire, or it's just kind of unable to kind of hold its presence. So there is a stability and an integrity as we stabilize the body, energy, and mind. And then that we open into the fourth, this calmness, this enduring calmness where we are able to be still. And we touch that contentment within. And in this place where we are able to witness this wakefulness embodied, we then open to a higher perception, a greater perception, widening our field of vision. And in that, then we can expand. And as we have this expansive state, which is almost that action of Udana Vayu from your heart up and expanding outwards, we then experience the last, which is that culmination of absorption, that samadhi state, that oneness, wholeness, completeness. So there is a methodology to practice. And as we study this, we sense that there is a clear map, a roadmap in a way, that there's many highways or motorways through our embodiment, little country roads, little dirt roads, and that carry prana, that carry this energetic link of sensory information and action throughout the systems, throughout our physical body, our subtle body, our spiritual body. So there's that physical, subtle, and causal experience that connects. And actually what we see is that our breath is that vehicle for prana to be distributed through these three systems. And along the way, we find little diversions, little roadblocks, little, dead ends. And those are invaluable information in the form of the thoughts, the emotional distress, the memories, the imagery, what is distracting us. What draws us out of presence is very invaluable information because it's something that we get to work on. It's a teacher, what is between me and feeling free. in my practice? What is between me and feeling serene? What is between me and allowing the love in? What is between me and feeling like I can live with a lot of joy? What is between me and healing my pain? So we start to see is that whatever arises in practice is a teacher, and we work with it. We recognize and allow greater breathing room so prana can actually investigate the roots of kind of what's going on, and we nurture it with this loving awareness. We allow this, whatever comes up, in the light of prana. And we start to see that, when light is present, darkness cannot exist. And then that unfolds into moment by moment awareness. So where the mind goes, prana goes. So if we fully embrace, what is trying to pull us out of practice, and we're fantasizing or planning, we bring it into our practice and we meditate on it. And eventually it dissolves in that light of prana. So our power of attention is key to practicing. But the power of intention is equally important, as it is both ways to be present in practice. And in the Yoga Sutras, jumping over to a different text, it states as we practice from Sutra 134 to 139 that the method of practice is to focus on breath awareness. Then the second is to focus on sensation, the prana pattern. Then cultivate light and meditate on inner luminosity. Then, as we contemplate a stable mind, the commentary suggests that we use mantra, which we will use, Om, but also our prayer of intention. Our intention be with me. The intention be with me. So you replace the intention with your personal intention, be with me. And so whenever your mind goes in and you recognize it's wandered away and is distracted, you draw it back and direct your prana. Intention be with me, intention be with me. And that will stabilize your mind to then the next stage of practice is to wake up to moment by moment awareness, pure consciousness. And then just resting your mind into anything that is useful and pleasing. So that is, from the Yoga Sutras, said practice. And that we weave not only this Yoga Sutra suggestion, but what we are suggested in the Granda Samhita of purifying, strengthening, stabilizing, calming, opening to that higher perspective of wakefulness, expanding that wakefulness, and then absorbing in that oneness, wholeness, completeness. So these are all like roadmaps. And so you, as the seeker, take these roadmaps and experience it yourself in connecting to this prana as we activate it, churn it, consolidate it, and then ignite it, and then directing it through these maps to actually arrive to take a seat in the self, to abide in the self as the self, and awakening to that oneness, wholeness, completeness. Said practice. So, the goal of cultivating prana in this practice is really to direct it towards what matters to you most. So, to give you an overview of what we're going to do, so you're not kind of like, where are we going, Zephyr? We're going to sit, and we're just going to allow ourselves to kind of recognize what we're working with. And as we notice a vulnerability, unmet need, any resentments that are present, anything that is distracting us, we just notice where the Vayus is, and notice how breath is moving within us and checking in. And then we will do Kapalabhati, and we'll create an asana in which we connect to building this strength, physical, energetic, mental strength. And then we'll do Kumbhaka, which is holding the breath on the inhale pattern as we stabilize the physical, energetic, and mental. And then as we exhale, releasing that, we'll enter that calm state. And in that calm state, we then can start to direct the prana that we have activated and churned through the pranayama kriya practices and concentrated in kumbhaka and ignited as we placed our prayer of intention in it. And then we're going to do pratiloma, pranayama, which is kind of like Nadi Shodhana, and I'll guide you through that. So Vishnu Mudra with your hand and blocking the left and right nostril. Then we'll lick a finger, place the drop of saliva, and then we'll refine our prana mudra in focusing on point-to-point breathing. And we'll go through watching, moving that prana, directing it. And then we will open up to expand our consciousness. And then I'll leave you in silence where you can abide in the culmination of all your effort and becoming more and more effortless in that samadhi state of the absolute, of oneness, wholeness, completeness. Okay? So good luck. All right. So finding yourself in an easy seated meditation position, and do change your leg positions. If at any time this just becomes too much for your knees, you can meditate with your legs out wide. But ideally through the pranayama practices, we need to make sure the torso is upright. So if you are slouching, make sure that you prop your sit bones up, sit in a chair even. We need the diaphragm really open. So you have a slight lumbar curve and you're able to sit up properly. So wherever you are at, gift yourself this time just to lower your gaze, and if you feel comfortable, close your eyes. And receive 3 big deep breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth, and sigh. Really releasing the time before and the time after this practice. Gifting yourself this time to really be here now. And as you slow down and settle in this moment, sense awareness descending in and around your body. As you trace the physical shape of your body and sense that distinct difference of the quality of your inner world and the outer world. Notice where you feel quite a lot of sensation, a lot of energy, a lot of prana, life force. And notice where you don't feel that much. Notice what is asking for your attention. Notice what negative thoughts are present, any emotional distress, any feelings of uncertainty, fear, resistance, attachment. Notice what is going on and gracefully embrace as you recognize an unmet need, a vulnerability, a pain, a suffering that is present, whether it's minor or major, whether it's just an energetic holding pattern that you can't name right now, but you feel. And in a loving way, befriend whatever is going on and reassure the body, mind, and nervous system that our intention of practice is to cultivate prana, to heal, to transform, and to inspire this part. ultimately leading us to cultivate lasting fulfillment, deep contentment within ourselves, and freedom from what is causing us pain and suffering. So bend your elbows and bring your hands in Anjali Mudra. And now ask yourself, what do you need from this practice to restore you to a state of serenity, sanity, and peace? Form a prayer of intention. And try to reduce it to a word like courage, strength, hope, patience, tolerance, acceptance, love, tenderness, kindness, creativity, energy, joy. What do you need? What would soothe and start that process of healing whatever is pulling at your heartstrings? Now place that seed of intention within your own heart. And breathe it in. Feel Prana Vayu enter your heart. And feel Apana Vayu wash through you, eliminating, releasing, and letting go of that which doesn't serve you any longer. Breathe in your life force. Receive it on the inhale. And feel that cathartic releasing, that letting go on the exhale. Prana Vayu. Apana Vayu. Now sense your intention at your heart. And feel now as you inhale, feel you circulate this prana through your body, down to your fingertips and toes. And as you exhale, gathering this energy back to your core. Inhale, feel that magnetism of expanding in all directions. And as you exhale, that magnetism that draws you back to your center. Vyana Vayu, as you inhale, expand. And as you exhale, consolidating that energy, drawing inwards, Samana Vayu. So as we've started to activate, churn, and consolidate prana, ignite that prana at your heart as you rest your attention to your intention of practice at your heart, and breathe in. And sense Udana Vayu from your heart as you lift your chin, ascend up and through to the crown of the head and beyond. Bow your chin, inhale your prayer of intention at your heart, igniting that prana. Udana from your heart, ascending, lifting your chin. Now, to give it more Shakti, more power, we're going to chant Om 3 times. Inhale, bow your chin to your heart. Lifting your chin as you chant with that Udana Vayu. Aum. 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 And now as awareness descends in and around the body, sense a heightened connection to your prana. Feel that life force pulsating, vibrating, that wave of consciousness, that intelligence, that fullness of presence. So as we deepen our practice, we're going to work with a purification, Kapalabhati. Interlace your fingers, bring your hands behind your head. Draw your elbows forward, draw your shoulders back and down. And if you're able to, as you press your head into your hands, draw your elbows wide, squeezing the shoulder blades, sitting up tall. And now around a Kapalabhati for a minute. As you inhale comfortably, find a rhythm and flow that works for you, whether it's slow or quick. Continue and sense your washing Ida and Pingala Nadi, left and right nostril lines. The energy lines as you sense a washing and clearing of the mind, a shining, a clearing of the lens in which you perceive through. Feel as that energy creates a buoyant, most radiant heart. Feel that fire in your belly burn brighter. An energy at your pelvic floor ascending as if you're jumping on a trampoline. Exhale your hands down. Inhaling. Pause. Jaladhar Bandha Uddiyana Mula Bandha Mahabandha. Kumbhaka as we hold our breath in and concentrate your prana at your heart, igniting it with your attention and sense your intention at your heart. Feel that you are strengthening the physical, energetic, and mental and stabilizing the mind, body, and energy, basking in that illuminated emptiness. When you can't hold your breath any longer, release the bandhas, turn your palms up, and exhale. Feel you can direct this prana. Sense it ascending. A calmness to your experience. An expansiveness to your perspective. Feel a brighter, lighter, most radiant pranic experience. That this light beams so bright it goes beyond the perimeter. Feel that you start to merge with the energy around you. And as you connect to this most resplendent, bright light of prana, we're now going to direct it. Direct it towards the higher states of consciousness. So bend your hand, Vishnu Mudra, as you place the thumb and ring finger on the bridge of the nose. Open both nostrils, and as you inhale through both. Block your right, exhale through the left. Inhale through the left. Block your left, exhale right. Inhale right. Open both, exhale both. Inhale both. Block your right, exhale left. Inhale left. Block, exhale right. Inhale right. Open both, exhale both. Feel as you inhale both that Sushumna Nadi. As you block your right, connect to the left Ida, exhale. Inhale. Block, exhale right, Pingala. Inhale. Open both, feel that harmonious way. Exhale. Lick a finger. Place a drop of saliva to your brow. Hand comes down, and sensing all three channels in harmony. As you breathe in through both, drawing your breath to that point of saliva, and as you exhale, exhale through both nostrils. Sense Ida, Pingala, Sushumna, all linked together, directing your prana to that point and following the prana back out. Feeling your breath as the vehicle for prana. As you focus on breath awareness. You open to the sensation pattern. And you see and sense light. As your mind becomes more stable, sense the intention guiding you to moment by moment awareness. From that point between your eyebrows, inhale to the midbrain. Exhale midbrain to the space between your eyebrows. Breathe into the midbrain. Exhale midbrain to the point between your eyebrows. So you sense that energetic connection from Ajna chakra to Guru chakra. Feel a clarity within your ability to self-reflect. And connecting to that midbrain, your Guru chakra, that inner teacher that lights the path towards your awakening to your true self, your enlightened nature. From that Guru chakra in the midbrain, inhale down into your heart. Exhale, allow your heart to unfold. Inhale from midbrain down into your heart. And as you exhale, let your heart bloom from within. As the many layers unfold, it reveals a center to your heart, a seat. And take a seat in the center of your heart, a seat in the self, as you abide in the self as the self. Feel this space radiant, a nurturing place in which you heal, this light that rejuvenates you. And feel this companionship of presence. That you feel serene, content, peaceful. That in this place and in this moment, all is okay. And sense you nourish the seed of intention of practice. It grows deep roots into the depths of your being, nourished by this light, watered by loving awareness. And as it senses light, it grows upwards. Feel yourself growing upwards, ascending and expanding, merging into that greater field of consciousness. Into that boundlessness, endless, timeless expression of grace. Rest in this light. Bathe in this peace and tranquility as you trust and let go. remaining still. Become aware of what is awake as the body, mind, and energy are at rest. Sense that transparency and clarity within, and yet you feel whole and complete as you are. Feel that fullness of presence. A deep contentment within. And that taste of freedom. Start to deepen your inhale. Lengthen your exhale as awareness again descends in and around your body. Bending your elbows and bring your hands into Anjali Mudra. Reconnect your prayer with intention of practice and sweetly smile. Breathe it in. And use these words as if they are your own. Let my life force be linked to my heart. Let my heart be linked to the truth within me. Let that truth be linked to the eternal. That eternal which is unending bliss that surrounds me, is within me, as me. With a quieter mind, open heart, and a strong vital body. Open the eyes, lower your hands, and softly gaze. Absorbing the residue of that practice. And taking that quality of awareness and feeling with you. I thank you. Namaste. If you would like to continue to practice, find out more information about the topics discussed, or to donate to this podcast, please visit zephyryoga.com or follow the link in the episode description. I thank you.